Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, angelic astrologer and spiritual consultant from angelmessenger.net, here to do your monthly angel card reading for November 2014. Can you believe that this whole year of 2014 is almost over with? We have a couple more months to go. So last month we had a full moon lunar eclipse, we had a new moon solar eclipse, we had a lot of powerful energies, intense energies that happened in the month of October. And just because those eclipses are over doesn't mean the energy of change and redirection is over. So whenever we have eclipses, the effects from the eclipses can last up to weeks, if not a few months after those eclipses, as other planets move through the zodiac and touch off the degrees of those eclipses. So we still have a lot of changes that are upcoming for us, even though the eclipses are over. Now, as we move into the month of November, it's almost a little bit more settling of the energies. I felt like October was definitely a month of empowerment on a lot of different levels for us. And numerologically, as we move into November, it has a very spiritual vibration to it. It's a month of vibration that deals with endings and closing doors and releasing and letting go of circumstances or situations, energies in our life that are no longer in our highest and best interest. Now, I'm going to talk just very briefly about the highlights astrologically of the month before we get into looking at the cards for the month. But I do want to say also that the angelic astrology article, which will cover a lot of these energies for November a lot more in depth, will be up on the Angel Messenger site very shortly. So be sure to look at the angelic astrology article if you want a more in-depth understanding of these universal and astrological energies. Now, as far as the highlights, astrologically speaking for November, Mercury finally moves into the sign of Scorpio, which is where it was at the early degrees of Scorpio before it went retrograde in October. So it's almost coming up to that point, past what we call the shadow point of where it went retrograde. And then not only will Mercury move into the sign of Sagittarius later in the month, but by around mid-month we have Venus moving into Sagittarius. A few days later, the Sun will of course move into Sagittarius, as it always does in the latter part of November, and then again Mercury moving into Sagittarius. So we're going to have a lot of energy moving into Sagittarius, which is all about truth seeking, seeking our truth, wanting to understand things on a grand scale, a larger perspective. And I feel again with that numerological vibration that we're going into for the month of November, it's very fitting that we are looking for what it is that our truth is, and that we're searching for higher sources of information, if you will, universal information, to help us to understand that. All the while, again, we're getting ready, as we're winding up a year of 2014, we're getting ready to kind of release and close doors and purge things out of our lives as we gear up for a new cycle. And we think about that new cycle being the beginning of 2015. But I want to say that you're even going to see kind of a new beginning sort of energy even in December next month, but we'll have to wait until next month to talk about that. So for this month's angel card reading, we're going to use Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot deck, and then we're going to pick one special message card for everyone from the Angels of Atlantis deck, which is by Stuart Pierce. And then we're going to choose special message cards depending on your stones of choice for the month from the Archangel Michael Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. So let's look at your stones of choice. We have Infinite, and I chose stones that for me represented a softer energy, as again I feel like it's a softer, more spiritual energy for November. So we have infinite here. It's a beautiful green stone, and whenever I hold this stone, it just feels so gentle and smooth and just soft to me. And this is going to vibrate to the heart chakra, as green stones always do. And I just feel, again, there's this gentle cleansing and healing of heart chakra energies that goes on with this stone. Your second stone of choice is going to be rose quartz. And this is a rose quartz egg. And rose quartz also vibrates to the heart chakra. And this is really good for helping you to come into a sense of unconditional love of yourself. Now, it can be about relationships too, and that love energy in relationships with other people. But first and foremost, it deals with healing how you feel or how you value or how you love yourself. And then your last stone of choice is selenite. And I love selenite. This is a selenite heart. It helps you to get in touch with angelic energies, along with a lot of other things, but the thing I chose it for is that angelic connection that this is going to give you for this month of November. So again, your stones of choice are infinite, rose quartz, and selenite. And let's go ahead and we're going to give our angel tarot cards a little bit of a shuffle, and I've already meditated with these cards and asked for those of the light to come in, but we'll ask again for all of our angels and archangels, guides, master guides, and teachers of the light to come in to provide us with whatever messages and wisdom and knowledge is in our highest and best interest. Okay, so shuffling these cards, and I feel like this one down here wants to come out, so I'm going to pull that for the second card. And then looking for that third card for the month of November. And I'm going to pull this one out here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and shuffle the Angels of Atlantis deck, and this is our special message card for everyone to pay attention to, and the one on the bottom wants to come out, so I'm going to put that back there. And let's see what the month of November holds for us. So looking at the first card is the King of Water. And the King of Water says trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured. It says open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice, and it's about charity work as well. And that charity work is so fitting for that vibration for November. It's a 9 universal month, if I haven't already mentioned that. And to me, because we're in a 7 universal year, which has all been about a spiritual search, going within, connecting with our higher essence of our soul. And now we're in a 9 universal month within that 7 universal year. And the 9, also a spiritual vibration like the number 7. So very much about unconditional love and selfless service to other people, and opening your heart chakra to yourself as well as others around you. And again, this charity work, and we're in a month here of November, which is our month for Thanksgiving here in the United States. I'm sure in other parts of the world your Thanksgiving might be in different time periods, but here in the United States we're in Thanksgiving time, and you know, it's truly a time to be grateful and thankful for those in your life, for the experiences that you have in your life, you know, those things that are either tangible or intangible that you have, you know, your career, your job, your home that you live in, food that you eat. I mean, this is truly a time to come into that spiritual 9 vibration of love and compassion for all, and again, giving that back to others, which is that charity part. So I really feel like this, you know, to start out this month of November, it's a time to give back to others, a time to show others how much we care and to support them in any way that we can. And that's really the true spirit of Thanksgiving, I think. But let's go ahead and turn over the second card and see what further information we have. The Magician. This is interesting because I think the last weekly reading we had for the last week of October going into November, the first couple days of November, I think we had this card in that weekly reading. But the Magician is Archangel Raziel. This is Major Arcana number 1. And the message at the bottom says, you are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them, and life is magical. And what the angels are telling me right now is I feel like, because the Magician to me is always about our thoughts creating our reality, that we can magically create and manifest whatever it is we desire in life just through the power of our thought and the power of our imagination. And I really feel like with that first card being the King of Water, that this is speaking to the ability to take not only your thoughts and your mind energy, but adding that emotional love and compassion element, which is the King of Water. Because truly in the art of manifestation, it first takes the thought, and then we have to fuel the thought with an emotion. Okay, and if we fuel our positive thoughts with positive emotions, this is what's going to bring us what we desire. This is going to help us to manifest the next step on our path, whether it be relationship or a goal or finishing a project or a new career, a new way of believing or understanding ourselves. It's all about this magical energy of creation. And I feel, again, to balance the mind energy with the heart energy is the best way that we can do that. But let's see what the third card is. Wow, we have another major arcana. So this really is an important month. Whenever you have major arcana cards, it's about soul growth and evolution, that there's something important on a soul level that is being learned or understood or evolved into. And this is Major Arcana number 7, which is the Chariot, and it's Archangel Metatron. The message at the bottom says, an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, and public recognition. Now, the first thing that caught my attention was that this is the 7th Major Arcana, and we're in a 7 universal year, so I find that quite interesting because, again, it brings in that spiritual vibration. Now, to me, the 7 of this card, the 7 universal year that we're in, and the fact that we're in a 9 universal month for November, these are all energies to me that talk of things happening behind the scenes. And this card, whenever I get the Chariot, I feel like things are coming together. You know, it's like we have the two different types of horses, 2 different colored horses here that's pulling Archangel Metatron in a chariot. The dark horse and the light horse, or the black horse and the white horse, however you want to look at that. And to me, it just talks about opposing energies coming into balance to move us forward. And I really feel like this month of November, those energies, now remember we had those powerful eclipses in October, and I feel like, you know, it's like letting the clouds clear. It's like letting the dust clear from that powerful transformation type of energy that happened in October. And now we can bring things back into a balance. And this to me is what the Chariot is bringing these energies into a balance, bringing opposing forces into a balance so that we can move forward, just as Archangel Metatron is getting ready to move forward in this chariot pulled by 2 horses. Now, we may not see, we may not see the actual physical manifestation of where that chariot is bringing us until December, perhaps, or moving into 2015. But we're definitely feeling the movement of energies taking place on a spiritual level. Okay, we're feeling things coming back into a balance. We're feeling things starting to kind of move, even if it's on an internal and energetic level. And that's what I feel this month of November is about. Remember, these are all, to me, very spiritual cards, spiritual energies that we have to tap into. The deepest essence of who we are is the number 7 here. The king of water, our heart chakra, our emotions, unconditional love and compassion. This is the energy that we're supposed to be feeling. And Spirit and the angels just reminded me too that one thing I didn't mention astrologically that's going to be happening in November is Neptune is going to be going retrograde. And that's so fitting because Neptune is the planet of spirituality, and it's going to heighten that energy of spiritual perceptiveness, spiritual messages coming through, spiritual feelings, and maybe even a feeling of not being totally grounded on the physical plane, because that's what Neptune kind of does. And as it slows down to go retrograde, it's going to heighten that energy of what Neptune is all about. Let's go ahead and turn over this Angels of Atlantis card to see what the special message is for everyone. Archangel Haniel with integrity. And it's interesting because to me the Chariot about balancing opposing forces, well, here we have the scales. Archangel Haniel in integrity has the scales of justice here, golden energy around the scales of justice, and I really feel like we need to operate out of a sense of integrity this month. We need to operate out of a sense of equality for all this month, which is another spiritual vibration. It's about peace and equality for all, and that's what the scales to me represent. It's a very Libra kind of energy. And we still have the North and South Node, well, the North Node in Libra. The South Node is in the opposite sign of Aries, but again, we're balancing those energies. Those Libran energies of equality and justice and balance and integrity. And this is what Archangel Haniel, as a special message, wants you to consider and focus on for this month of November. Now let's look at your special message card depending on what stone of choice you chose. So we're going to give Archangel Michael shuffle here. And if you chose the Infinite, oh, this one wants to fall out, so that's the one we're going to choose. Archangel Michael says, pay attention to your dreams. Now, this can be the dreams that you're having on the dream time, which with Neptune going into retrograde motion is going to heighten your dream time because Neptune does rule dreams. And you're definitely going to want to pay attention to those because I feel like you're going to get important spiritual messages. Your angels and guides are going to communicate to you through your dreams, but you're also going to do a lot of healing work and releasing and letting go through your dream time as well. So that's something that you want to pay attention to. There's a lot of colors in this card, so I feel like they're telling me that the imagination is going to be heightened, your creative energies are going to be heightened. So to also pay attention to your dreams as far as your life path goals as well, you know, those dreams and visions that you have for yourself as you move forward on a path. And bring forth that essence of imagination and creativity this month, because that's also going to be heightened for you. Okay, now if you chose the rose quartz egg, let's see. Okay. This one here is going to be for the rose quartz people, and it says it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. Now, some of you, this might actually be a situation in a career or a job. It might be a situation within a family. It might be a situation in a relationship. However, they're also telling me that this can be unhealthy energies within you, your thoughts, your belief systems, old emotions that you might be hanging on to. So whatever the energy or situation is, again, this is going to be a month of purging and releasing and letting go, transmuting old energies that are no longer in your highest and best interest to hold on to. And with that rose quartz, healing your sense of self-worth and how you value and love yourself. Archangel Michael's message to you is that it's time to leave these unhealthy energies or situations and circumstances behind and move on to something more empowering this month. Okay, and then for those of you who chose the selenite heart, I'm going to shuffle these here, and we're going to ask for whatever message for the selenite people. Okay. And the selenite says, use your imagination and you'll see the answer. Now, again, this card, a little bit like part of the message of the first card, but I feel here there's a lot of more purple vibration and white light vibration here. So this is really opening up your crown chakra. Your crown chakra opens up to higher guidance, higher connection to God's source energies. And you're bringing through, again, divine messages and wisdom and knowledge. And, you know, this is kind of like using your imagination again, the creative imagination. But really what it is it's tapping into higher source energies. And I feel like your intuitive senses, your psychic abilities, and even your healing abilities are going to heighten this month. So again, that Neptune going into retrograde motion is really going to, upsurge your abilities, your spiritual soul abilities on many different positive levels. So if you're looking for an answer to something, you're looking for some sort of guidance, Archangel Michael is saying that in meditation time, that you're going to be able to come into contact with the answers that you seek, that through your own inner soul guidance, through tapping into those higher crown chakra energies, you're going to come into contact with the information that you're looking for. So this was a wonderful reading for the month of November. I hope all of you enjoyed it, and I send you all much love and light. Many, many angel blessings, and again, be sure to look for the Angelic Astrology article as well as next week's weekly reading as well. So until then, love and light to all.